Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your host Matt McGregor and Tone Face. Good morning, Tone. How are you? You know what? I've just restarted my computer, having internet problems or whatever it is, so I'll have things popping up throughout the next few minutes. How are you, mate? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. Still in Panama. Just came back from a nice hike. And yeah, let's get the show. I got a bunch of stuff I gotta go and do.
Could we get the chat section to let us know if I'm just like inaudible at any point?
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on the chat.
And I wanted to bring up something else. I'm nearly 40 years old, and today when I was eating something, I nearly bit through my tongue. So if I sound retarded today, because I almost bit half my tongue off. You would think I'd eat, but apparently I'm still learning, and life is a journey. So if I sound stupid, it's because I can barely talk right now. So forgive me. Forgive me. It's not a lisp. I haven't gone that way yet. Okay, the weekly time frame as it stands right now. We didn't do a show yesterday. We did a show on Monday, and at the price. Oh my god, fucking shit popping up on my screen. Give me a second. Thank you, Nord. Okay.
Yep, you're glitchy. We're losing Matt. Lost Matt. Matt's gone. All right, that's okay. I will go through a chart. Whoa, what happened here? Matt, we don't hear you. We don't see you. Yeah, okay. It'll just be me. All right.
Man, I'm here. I'm here.
All
Can
right,
you hear me?
Yeah.
Can I try again? Let's try again.
Try again. You got to go put your screen
right.
share on.
I don't know what happened then. I'm sorry, guys. Look, this is so unprofessional. I don't know why it's not happening. It's just not happening. Anything different? Can you see my charts? Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Just keep giving me the thumbs
Yeah,
up
you're good.
so I'm not talking to
give it a try. We'll do
void.
one. Yeah, we'll do one more try. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do a solo show.
Yeah, and just let me know if that's the case. Look, on Monday's show, we were up at 115, and I said, "Fantastic, we're at 115." But we were below that. We were we were slightly below that the 200 the 7 simple moving average. Yeah, you've lost me, right? You've lost me. Fuck. Forget
No, we hear you. We hear you. Just keep talking.
I can't do it.
Matt, I will let you know if we lost you. Keep going.
Just shit keeps popping up on my screen. All right, so we were slightly below the 7 simple moving average, and I said, "Great, we're almost there. We almost closed last week at where I wanted to close, which was above the 7 simple." And you can see very clearly that we weren't able to close above it. So I'm like, wow, it's really, really good, but I still think that there's a really good chance that we'll come back down and retest the 30 simple moving average on the moving, on that Monday show, because. Anyway, the biggest thing we were talking about is I really wanted to get the copy curve to reset, and not that 1 week makes any difference, as Tone really well pointed out on Monday, but it certainly helps that we've dropped down a little bit. I really want this thing to cross below 0, and I really want it to round over, which this little drop that we've had this week really actually helps that case. I think we're getting at a really, really, really good upside later on if we can do that. However, on Monday's show, I also mentioned that I think that we can come back and retest the 7 simple moving average. In fact, I said 111,000, which, Tone, if you can see my screen right now, it looks like I'm being hacked, man. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're on. Yeah, you're fine. You're doing fine.
Look, this drawdown is what I expected on Monday's show, right? But I do want to see us put in a higher low. We're not going below that. If we go below that black line that I put in at 107, the whole thing's done. I think below 106 is a bear market. I would pencil in. I would put a line at 106. In fact, I was mentioned that trade, but that doesn't matter now. We get below 106, I think we're in bear market. Seriously, I think we're in a bear market. And yet I might even move this down to 114. I think above 114, we're looking really, really good. This is still liminal space. I really, really don't mind this pullback. I mentioned it on. I called this rally, all of that stuff, and I called the pullback. Okay, all of that's still in effect. I still think we'll put in a higher low. Maybe we'll touch the 200 at 109 here. The same thing as I said on Monday's show. I think that we could come back and retouch the 30 simple moving average at 109. The same thing applies. I think that's fair. It doesn't change anything for me. It's still a bull market. If we come back and hit that line and recover, no problems. We'll look at the S&P. But as it stands right now, if we lose 106, I think we're in a bear market for the next year. So I'm going to put that way out there. 6 hour. I don't want 6 hour. 4 hour time frame. We're sitting on the 50 simple moving average right now. I would love this to be the dip. We've already exceeded the 7 simple moving average on the daily. We're cusping on the 50 simple moving average on the 4 hour time frame. That's okay. If we get a green diamond somewhere in that zone, fine. But we have to stay above the previous lows that we put in to maintain the market structure change of being lower lows to higher lows. That's the market structure change. Once again, we lose 106. I think the whole thing is fucked. I think we're totally fucked, and I think we're going into a bear market. I was talking to Mark Woods tonight, in fact, and if you're watching, you are fantastic. We always love having you on the show, and we were talking about the RSI, and the RSI, which I had been talking about on this show ad nauseum for months. When we came up, we touched that black line that I drew in. I drew that black line in. I don't know where. Maybe it was in. It feels like a year ago, but we came back to the dollar and touched that line and got a hard rejection. I want to see a change in structure of the RSI where we put in a low, we put in a lower low, we put in a lower low, we put in a higher low, and we recover from here. Very, very good kind of a divergence breaking pattern if we can sustain that kind of channel. But Mark showed me something which looked really cool as well, and I think there's validity to this. Let's go back to the lowest low we had on the RSI. And I'm going to put this line in right now. It's a bit thicker, and I'm having internet troubles. But let's say we break this zone on the RSI, that black line that I've just drawn in, which I would think that would also coincide really, really clearly. If we break this black line, that will also, 4 hour time frame. Check this out. Check this tie-in I'm going to do. That will also put in on the 4 hour time frame. That'll break that black line. And what else it will do on the weekly time frame? Check this. This is going to blow your dick off, Tone. It'll break probably that 50 simple moving average on the weekly, right? Which changes the whole structure. I think all of these things are in play to break this 50 simple moving average, to get a break on this black line, which is held for years on end in this pinching pattern that we've got on the RSI. And it will also break that black line that I drew in on the 4 hour time frame. So as I come back to you in the studio, Tone Vase, and I can recap everything that I've just touched on here without my charts on the table. To put it bluntly, to put it as blunt as any man ever wants to be blunt, we do not want to break that black line I've drawn on the 4 hour. We do not want to cross that RSI line that Mark and I looked at and we drew in from years ago. And we do not want to close below the 50 simple average on the weekly. We need to recover the market as soon as possible, as far as I'm concerned. Please like and subscribe. I can't believe we got through that. Share it with your friends. Everyone should be watching this show because they have 3 really, really key points that you'll only get if you watch the Daily High with Tone Vase and Matt McGregor. Tone, please. Am I getting too dramatic?
No, it's I mean, look, Bitcoin's been kind of boring again. This is a Bitcoin dominance chart. At least alt season has clearly ended. I don't know who else thinks that alt season hasn't gotten started yet. Alt season has ended. Bitcoin dominance is rising. That's good. The month is about to end. This is normally a candle that marks the top, but when a candle like this happens in consolidation, I don't see it as a mark of a top. I see it as a consolidation, getting ready for more upside. The weekly candle is not great, but as I said in prior shows, it's going to take us a few more candles to get that green star candle. A green star candle on a weekly above 115 does set us up for a nice rally. The last one didn't work, so I think the next one will.
Yep.
Daily is probably the key chart. As expected, the MRI top on the daily, along with moving average resistance, has pulled us down. Do I see this as some kind of threat to take us all the way down? I don't. Just like Matt, yes, if we fall below 106, it is very likely that the bull market is over. Like the whole bull market is over. But I don't think we're going to fall below 106. I think the probability of that happening is incredibly low. I think we have amazing support right here at 110. And with the S&P going to new all-time highs, I just don't see how we don't reverse from here. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of stupidity going on in the, over the controversy with spam on the Bitcoin blockchain. I've been doing content about it as well. Literally came out of retirement to cover a topic that is incredibly frustrating with I think everyone has nothing to fucking do. The developers had nothing to do, so they made a change. And then people that have absolutely also nothing to do are somehow brainwashed into thinking that this change is going to kill Bitcoin. So now they're trying to fork Bitcoin to kill Bitcoin. So it's just a disaster all over the place. I think everyone's going to come out of this looking stupid. And that's why I started doing the content. But everyone is so passionate over their, they think that they're right on the subject matter that is just creating a giant unnecessary controversy that hopefully my shows will try and de-escalate if possible. But
can I ask two questions? I'm sorry, I'm really so keen. I can't hold myself back. Do you think that the rally in V Trash has anything to do with what's happened with Bitcoin Core?
There's a rally in V Trash?
I sent it to you. Remember? It's up like 1,000%.
No, that wasn't V Trash. That was I thought that was, what do you call it?
You call it B Cash. What is it's V Cash? You know, V Cash. That's your saying. Isn't it the same thing?
No. I thought you sent me. I already forgot the name of it. It's
Vic VZC or something.
Zcash.
Vcash. Yeah, Vcash.
No, Zcash.
Zcash.
I don't even have that one anymore. That's how stupid that one was.
Isn't that
right?
Isn't that the one you used to pick on all the time?
Is it this? I picked on all of them all the time. Hold on, let me.
I know. But one of them was up 1,000%, and isn't that the Zcash? Zcash is the one I'm talking about. We got the chat getting all with me. This thing's up 1,000%. Is this got anything to do with core dev? It's the same day, right? Isn't that the separation of?
No, I don't think this has anything to do. I want to look at it versus the Bitcoin chart. Is it this?
It'll be still fire. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Well, kinda, not really. No, this has nothing to do with that debate. Okay. This looks more like one guy eventually ended up owning all of it, and now they're moving it around. Ironically, look, it happened on an MRI monthly buy. I mean, it's not the first one, but I mean, look at the MRI. Monthly MRI buy, weekly MRI buy, and that was which week? That was back in August. And
it's the chat session is going crazy. It's a scam, no doubt about it. I mean, if something.
No, it's totally look. It's a centralized coin. It has maybe one developer. Some company probably took it over, and it's complete internal manipulation to make it look relevant. They can't get out. There's no liquidity. You can't exit this thing. If you have like $10 million in this, you're not exiting. It's just
why? I think, are you getting attacked? I think in this section, like, who's crybaby? Vanilla Funk, who is oh, you're rich, Vanilla Funk, because you made me rich. Cash it out. Is it? You mean you've sold? Yeah. I've got a question for Vanilla Funk. Did you sell? And have you got that money in your cold hard hands, or are you just paper rich right now?
Matt, but that doesn't really matter, right? So everyone can look at this shitcoin, and say, "Oh, you should have gotten in," but it's one of 5 million shitcoins, right? How do you know to pay attention to it in August when it started to go up? Because there are 5 million of these, right? Something will always rise, right? There is a stock. I guarantee you there is a stock out there that has done better than this since August. I guarantee you this.
I guarantee there's 1,000 across the world that look the same. Hey, and Vanilla, if you've cashed out, mate, you're my hero. Why are you being a cocksucker? You're my hero. You've done great. You've made 1,000%. We celebrate you, brother. This is a trading show. You don't have to be snarky about it. You've won.
But like the thing is, you can't look at 18 million assets all the time. You can only analyze the assets that are in front of you. And anyone can go back and look at a chart, but I forgot this coin even was functional, right? Because if you look right here, there is NEO, which was one of the most popular coins at the time, and it appears it was just delisted. So, for every Zcash that goes up 300%, there is a token that was even more popular than it at one point that literally no longer exists.
Oh yeah, I would say be very, very careful with hubris when it comes to being lucky. There's a lot of studies that back the difference between being good and being lucky. I've been very, very lucky, and I'm very aware of the luck of finding tone vays or like buying Bitcoin at $3,000 or whatever. And a lot of my personal wealth I attribute to luck and just being pure luck rather than being good. It's a time and luck are not your friends. Do you know what I mean? So if Vanilla Frank, if you've done very, very well, we celebrate you, brother. But you can't bank on luck. You've got to roll it over. That's my only advice to you.
Yeah, remember like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, there were all these news, some big Bitcoin whale cashed out 80,000 Bitcoin and put it into Ethereum. How's that trade working out for him, right? Because Ethereum's been going down since September 1st, hitting an MRI after it hit a weekly MRI top.
Right.
And it's currently on the verge of making a new swing low versus Bitcoin, and I think it's only going to go lower. Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Fantastic. Keep going. Please continue.
We had an MRI top. We had an MRI top on Bitcoin, 1 to 4 candle correction. To me, this is candle number 2 of up to a 4 candle correction. I don't like where we are right now in terms of price at 111,500, but I think that we have incredibly strong support at 110, and the S&P being at a new all-time high is going to drag Bitcoin up. Now, there is a Fed meeting today, but I have plans in the afternoon, so I will not be able to go live to cover it, but we will. It's in 2 hours. What time is it now in Panama here? It is 10. Shit. Okay, no, it's 11. I literally have to, I'll be in the dentist chair when this meeting starts. So yeah, sucks to be me. But I'll keep an eye on it. I wonder what they're going to do, actually. It looks like they're going to lower the rate.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand why they're going to lower the rate with the S&P at a new all-time high. it makes no logical sense other than Jerome Powell is compromised. That's the only reason. It makes no sense to lower the interest rate with the S&P at an all-time high. Lowering the interest rate is a tool used to stabilize the economy and create more liquidity in order to keep the stock market from crashing. But the stock market is at a new all-time high. So it makes absolutely no sense at all to lower the interest rate. But we'll see what he does. I'll tell you this, though. If he does not lower the interest rate, the market will crash because there is a 100% expectation that he will lower the interest rate. So if he doesn't do it, the market's going to crash. And if he does it,
we're getting a lot of great comments here. It's jobs related. That's the question. Jobs losses are gaining steam. Weak labor market, job numbers. That's the
right. But lowering the interest rate doesn't improve jobs. Well, like I know the Federal Reserve has a mandate to stimulate jobs, but how does the Fed, other than hiring people to work at the Fed, how exactly is the Fed going to stimulate jobs? Right. Again, they added a ridiculous mandate. Remember, they wanted to give a third mandate to the Federal Reserve. And the third mandate that they wanted to add to the Federal Reserve is to reverse climate change. I shit you not. You can Google this. This was, they wanted to make the Federal Reserve responsible for, solving the climate change problem. And the Federal Reserve being responsible for solving the climate change problem is equally as stupid as the Fed being responsible for the employment numbers. Yes, if the stock market is crashing and companies are, about to go out of business, like big companies, like the auto industry, the Federal Reserve needs to do what it can by dropping the interest rate or by bailing out the auto industry to prevent 100,000 people from being unemployed the following day if the entire American auto industry goes out of business like it almost did in 2009. But on a month-to-month basis, what the hell can the Federal Reserve do to change the country's unemployment rate from 4.1% to 4.2%, right? Like it's just a stupid mandate. The Federal Reserve was created to prevent basically a death spiral in the economy. Anyway, I'm not ranting. You froze. No, Matt, we don't hear you. Okay, anyway.
I've can you.
Yeah, we're losing you.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the charts. So the only thing that can happen on this Fed call, it's unlikely that the Fed is going to be able to pump the stock market because, first of all, the stock market is already at an all-time high, and there is already a crazy expectation for the Fed to do more to stimulate the market. And I think people are going to be a little disappointed. So I think there's a higher probability that this Fed call is going to drop the stock market than raise it anymore. Because the expectation is already too high. Gold, as you guys know, I believe gold has topped. I think gold entered its bubble phase. And I think there's going to be a bear market in gold that's really going to disappoint a lot of people. While it is possible for gold to make a new swing high, I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm even more confident that silver will not hit a new swing high. So I'm just going to slide these arrows over. I think silver is going back to $30 and gold at least 3,500. So I think there's going to be massive pullbacks in gold and silver. I think that bubble has popped. Not much to say on oil. S&P new all-time high. Nothing more to say. We all should have had our money in the S&P instead of Bitcoin. It's doing significantly better. I think it outperformed Bitcoin this year and by a wide margin. If we go to a monthly chart, the S&P
by percentage
for the year 2025.
I don't think
I can just do that's weekly chart, monthly chart. So starting with the January candle, yeah, the S&P is up 16% for the year. That's awesome. And I don't think Bitcoin's up 16% for the year.
Of course it is.
I don't think so. Let's see. We're going to find out right now. Maybe. 18. It just beat it. 18. Right? But you definitely were sleeping better at night holding the S&P because it only went in one direction.
Yep.
So it's just beating the S&P 500, barely, right? Which is disappointing for Bitcoin.
Except one thing, that Bitcoin has been a lot higher this year than the current price, and we're at the all-time high in the S&P 500. If you include Bitcoin at its highest point, it has exceeded it greatly. But
that doesn't make it better, right? That just means there's a lot more people underwater in Bitcoin, and no one is underwater on the S&P.
I agree with you. I wish I had 10, 30, whatever $1 million in the S&P 500 rather than Bitcoin. Sometimes, I mean, that's a nice little you can borrow against it and whatnot. Hey, Tone, I got a question for you. Do you think that the Federal Reserve announcement, which is what, tomorrow or something, is going to raise or lower the price of Bitcoin? I know you said it in jest, but look at the daily price on Bitcoin. Do you think we'll sustain the 106, or do you think we'll rise above 123? What's your fifth? There's multiple questions in here, but do you think that we'll sustain 106, or do you think that we'll surpass 115? What's more likely, 115 or 106? Up or down, 50-50. What's your call?
Oh, I think we're going to sustain 110.
Okay. That's why people tune in.
I'm pretty confident we're going to hold 110. I mean, maybe we'll dip to 109.5, but I'm very confident we're not going to see 106.
So you think a higher low is going to be put in at 110, above 110?
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll recover and beat 115 by what time frame? Next week?
Next week, maybe. Probably. But yeah, no, I see this as a 1 to 4 candle correction. I see the 110 vicinity as support, even though we're crashing right into it. I think we're going to recover. I think we're going to break 115 next week. Yeah, I don't know if we'll close this week or next week above 115, but I just don't see a bear market. I don't.
I agree. I agree complicitly. I agree. It's exactly the way I feel, that we'll find a bottom somewhere in that zone, maybe even off the 200 simple moving average, looking at the weekly right there, which is fair play. And then I also agree that if we lose 106, we're fucked. So, I mean, I like it. I like it until I don't.
No, if we lose 106, we're definitely fucked. But I'm not even thinking about that because I don't think we're going to lose 106.
No, I'd be looking for a buy the dip with a really defined exit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like this S&P MRI top, which can also pull us back a bit. Let's see how the Fed call goes. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting show. And I think it's time for us to wrap up.
It is. I'm sorry, guys, about my my internet, and there's like a fair bit of flack. It's not a criticism. It's a fair play that I'm cutting off Tone too much. But the irony is it's not cutting off when I say it. It's just like with the bad internet, it's coming through like 10 seconds delayed, and it looks like I'm fucking sitting all over Tone. I don't mean it to be that way. It's supposed to be a fun back and forth, and without my internet, what are you going to do? Have a lovely night. We'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And thank you again for watching. Good night.
All right. Thanks, guys. And yeah, while you were breaking up, I randomly remembered that lamb and mutton place we went to by your by your house. Have you been back there? That was a great food place.
There was this lamb and mutton place. I'm gonna put my hat back on. I get bullied in the
live,
comments.
We're still live. We're still live, just so you know.
I get bullied from my hair. I've got this hair. I didn't perm my hair. This is how big my fro is. Hey, this is like, if you ever come to Japan, out where I live at Hashimoto, this is incredible mutton place. I haven't been back there yet, Tony. I really want to go. I really want to go again. It's so good.
All right. Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you all tomorrow. It's going to be a good show after the Fed call. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.